when someone tells you who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
If you're saying you're focused on this, don't be afraid to walk away.
Exactly.
And if you're meant to be together, you will. Like,
Yeah.
your paths will cross again, but don't have a scarcity mindset in dating. Like, there is plenty of awesome people out there that want what you want or have what you want.
Hello, everyone. I'm Devon Werkheiser.
And I'm Heather Hopkins.
And today, Heather is going to teach me how to date better in 2024.
That's right.
Heather, hi.
Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me, Devon.
So you are launching a podcast with a company near and dear to my heart, Onami.
Yes, we love that.
Who produces Growing Up. Tell me about your podcast.
It's called Date Better with Heather.
Mm-hmm.
And some of you listening, we wouldn't know this, but you can learn now. I'm actually the founder of a dating app called Hulah. And Hulah is a app where every guy has to be endorsed by a woman to join. So lots of better guys on there.
Wow.
It's very special. And so, the podcast is all about teaching people how to date better.
Yeah.
And we give tips and all kinds of things.
Yeah, it's a big topic. I feel like it's endless, the amount you can talk about dating and trying to optimize it. And I think a lot of people are struggling out there in various forms.
Yeah, I've definitely seen it all.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that what inspired making the app yourself? Like how did that come about?
Yeah, so there's I've been working in the space for many years, and one thing that was a big driver was that right now 33% of rapes that happen are actually from guys from dating apps.
What?
I know.
Fuck?
Nuts. And so I was part of that stat. So the whole thing is really to make things safer for women.
Yeah.
And of course for guys do better because when you have a girl who's like, hey, he's a great one, he's a green flag, it makes you a lot more attractive too.
So how does that work? Like, you're basically
you have to get a code to get
basically
in.
Like sponsored by
exactly
a girl. So it's like, oh, we know we're not gonna work out, but hey, you were great to date. Like,
so it's not necessarily that it's like an ex that endorses you.
Yeah.
So it's any woman, single or in a relationship.
Yeah,
so
cool.
Basically,
got it.
Basically, it will to you feel like other apps, but for other women, they will see who let you in.
Yeah,
and they could at any time message her. So
awesome.
Guys behave. It's just a much better experience. Yeah,
dude, that is huge. First of all, that stat is horrifying. Didn't know that. It's absolutely horrifying.
Nuts.
So way to find a way kind of to work against that.
Yeah. And
that just makes sense. Then there's like some fucking accountability there.
Exactly.
And someone has vouched and said like, no, this is a good guy.
Exactly. That's
wow.
Yeah.
All right. So you're going to teach me how to date better in 2024. I asked you to bring in your top 5 tips. We're going to count down from 5 to 1, your most important. I think a lot of our audience wants to know how to date better. I think we all want to know how to date better.
Yeah. How's your dating life going? Not scripted, not planned.
My dating life is going just fine, Heather.
Oh,
just
good. I'm glad. So you could really use these tips.
Yeah, no, we can always use these tips, especially actually getting tips from like the female perspective is always helpful information, right? Because I kind of have what I know and what I talk to with various friends, but it's always good to get more information on how to do it better. And I don't know. I'm learning like everybody else. My dating's fine. Anyways, give me some tips.
Okay, let's go. All right. Counting down from 5.
Give me your number 5.
We have number 5, which is make a move on someone you're interested in.
Okay. Tell me about that.
What I mean by that is a lot of times people are like, oh, like I'm not meeting good like people I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like then they're in real life or they're out of place and they see, oh, that guy's cute, but they'll never make a move on them.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, make a move.
Yeah.
When you see something that could be a fit, make the move.
Yeah.
So don't complain about it, make the move.
I love that. Yeah.
And side note, 86% of women who make the move end up marrying that person.
I believe that.
Side little stat.
That makes a ton of sense. I love when a woman makes the move. I love when a woman is a little more forward. We're in a weird...
But by the way, this applies to men too.
Of course it does.
Yes.
Of course it does. But we're in a weird time, I think, where we're a lot of good-hearted guys, like I hear it from women. They're like, oh, guys are like, whatever. They don't make moves these days.
Correct.
They're too shy. But it's like from the guy side, like we've grown up like seeing the quote unquote toxic masculinity. We've grown up seeing the guys who are so forward that it's like ridiculous that we never want to be that. So then we actually go too far on the side of the spectrum of like not wanting to bother a woman when she's out. Do you know what I mean?
And then from the woman's side, a lot of it is like, well, no, if he wants me, like guy pursues. So it's like this, okay, then no one's going to do anything.
Exactly.
So the whole
and that's
thing,
where dating apps come into play, right?
That's right.
Like, that's why people like them, is because you can make the moves digitally and not in person.
Right.
But what if you like
here's my thing.
In person's better.
Use dating apps as a tool to meet more compatible people, right? But if you're in real life and you're in a place and you see someone that fits, that looks like something you'd be interested in, make a move on all parties. All parties should be making more moves. So number 5 is make a move.
I love that. And it makes sense. You'll never get anything if you don't actually take the step.
Never say no for anyone.
Yeah. Make a move. Great. I'm going to be thinking about this. Yeah. One time I was out and no, this girl just like came up, like we had just like made a little bit of eye contact across it was a loud bar, dancing, whatever, made a little bit of eye contact. And just like before she left, like she just came up and was like, "You're cute. Like, what's your number?" And got it. And like, I loved that. Just that clear. There was no weirdness about it. There was no.
It doesn't have to be weird.
It wasn't in any way. It was just so direct that it was the definition of make a move.
I loved it. I think a lot of women worry about being desperate.
Yeah.
It coming across that way.
Yeah.
But like, I always say like, it's only desperate if you're desperate.
Yeah.
Right. So like, it's just like, if it's only awkward if you make it awkward. It's not.
No.
It doesn't need to be an intense, like making a move. Like I got to come up with a line to say. No, it's literally like, hey, I'm Heather. Like that's all. That's all you got to do.
No, that's true. That's actually for guys and girls. That's as simple as the move could be. Just go up and say, "Hi, I'm Brian. How are you?" Just start talking. That's right. I get scared sometimes though, dude.
Take the pressure off.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
It's true. Nothing that it's true. Nothing that bad can happen.
Make moves 2024.
Make moves 2024. All right, that's our motto. Listeners, I'll say it before, I'll say it again. We got to get better at our finances. You've heard my story. I went broke, right? And that's because I was not using all the tools at my disposal to manage my money. I was being foolish that I could manage it all in my head and on little scraps of paper around my room. Not with Rocket Money. Rocket Money is an all-in-one place to manage your finances. It helps you find and cancel subscriptions easily, which, by the way, I guarantee you have a subscription you forgot about, because I've had many that Rocket Money has found for me. And ultimately, the money it helped me save by finding those subscriptions paid for the service itself. On top of the subscriptions, it helps you track your income, see what's coming in, see what's going out, help build a budget, and help lower your bills. Rocket Money is an incredible service. It's so easy to sign up and it's so easy to use, and it has changed my organization with my finances, which means I can get better at them and maybe even start to save. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Head over to rocketmoney.com/growing up to support the pod and support yourself. All right, give me your top 4 tip.
All right, number 4, we have...
Ooh, controversial. Wait
to get intimate. I was like, wait, what did I write for this one? Wait to get intimate.
Tell me things.
Okay. This is me forecasting for what we're going to see in the next, I think it's going to be trickling happening this year, but I think it's going to go hard in 2025 personally.
Okay.
So be ahead of the trend. I think that there was an era that we've lived through where women were much more free. Like, it's just, we've been liberated. We're like, woo! Like, and that went into the way that we would have sex sooner.
Sure.
And I think because of that, guys got lazier. And I think that's why we're noticing a lot of guys that, a lot of women are like, it just feels like there's like less good guys, like less guys, courting, like dating and this and that. And it's because I believe that there was a great period of time where women were like doing that sooner and there wasn't a reason to necessarily court as much.
Yeah.
So I think my tip number 4 is to wait longer to get intimate, because I think that for all parties, this is better. And I know like there's going to be guys watching this are like, shut up.
There might even be some girls telling you shut up.
Right. But I think a lot of women found that were doing that sooner. It didn't serve them.
Yeah.
And so I think we're going to see a little rolling back of that and a little more like waiting and, hey, no, you got to like, let's develop an emotional connection first. And that's going to take, you're going to have to put in some work, guys. And I think this is going to be really good for everyone.
I agree with you. This makes sense. I think you're right about kind of what happened, kind of like liberation leading to more like I can do whatever I want. And like, isn't that great?
Right.
I think you can always break this rule.
Oh, totally.
Like there's exceptions to the rule, but I do think this is a better default.
I agree.
Like lean more towards that. There's no hard and fast rules. There's no shame.
Absolutely. And that's
there's
not
no
what I
shame
mean by
on,
that.
I totally get that. Like there's no shame on like,
oh, plenty of people get married.
Had a great night. And you hook up on the first, like you have sex on the first night, like.
And they're married. Like it happens all the time. There's exceptions.
But I know what you're saying, like
overhanging.
As a better default, as a better thing of leaning on. And I would agree from the guy's side, of course there's times where I want to have sex immediately, but there have been women who like we wait and there's like a build up to that.
Yeah.
That does feel like it serves both of us more because feelings amongst other things start to move a lot quicker once you're having sex. Everything gets kind of amplified when you're having sex. So if you want to actually like get to know someone or actually see what's there. It's a big thing actually when I talk about dating with people is slow the fuck down. And I wasn't even referring to sex. I just mean in all of it, like slow down. I feel like people meet someone, have a great connection, have a great time, and then just build up this thing in their head so fast that it's like, let's hang out every day. And oh my God, you're the one. And it's like, whoa, slow the fuck down, man. Like you are meeting someone who has an entire life and you have an entire life. You cannot possibly get to know them that quickly. And sex is a part of that. Interesting. Wait to get intimate. Do you hear her out there? This makes sense. Do you have a boyfriend right now?
No.
Okay.
I'm moving.
You're moving.
I'm actually moving to Miami. Yeah, States.
Holy shit.
I know. Within the next 2 weeks.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So we got you just in time, just before you leave.
Just in time, yeah.
Dang.
So
has that been a long time coming?
I found out like a week and a half ago.
What?
I know, right?
What do you mean found out?
Like it just kind of happened where that's just what's happening.
Okay. Okay.
So here we go.
That's crazy. All right. So you're moving across the country.
Yeah,
you couldn't have a boyfriend if you were moving across the country.
No, so I kind of had to like, all right, let's
You were dating someone?
You know.
Dating's a casual
dating's a
You were
general.
dating. Yeah. Something casual.
I was dating.
Okay.
But yes, we're starting fresh. I feel like I'll have the feeling when it's that person and I don't necessarily feel that. So it's okay. That's life.
That's real. Yeah. That's okay. And that is life. I'm not a big fan of long distance. So.
Thankfully, I have a great app to.
Exactly. Bam. All right. Give me your number 3.
Number 3 on the same breath of what I just talked about is ask them to test before getting intimate.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about this as a guy?
I really get it. It's really not sexy.
It's not sexy, but
I would say ask when the last time they got tested was, and if it was like if they don't have an answer, if it's like what? Yeah, then it's like all right, go get tested. But I don't.
See, no, I think it should be stricter.
You say go get a test.
I say yeah. I think it's a healthy conversation.
I do. It's healthy.
I think it's
healthy.
And you can tell a lot how a person reacts to it as well.
Definitely.
About the person.
Definitely.
So I think it's A, opens up a healthy dialogue, and B, is safe. And it should be it should be just like a given thing that you talk about.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like this weird thing. Like, let's get rid of that.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
But also when you say like ask like, oh, when was the last time? Yeah. A lot of people lie. And also like if you're a girl and you press a guy, you say like, oh really? Like when? They go, like a few months ago.
Right.
And then you say where? They can't even answer.
Right.
Happens.
Right.
So,
or like, well, how many partners have you had since?
No,
and they might lie about that. You know what I mean?
The point is that that kind of stuff is not necessary to ask.
Right.
Just be like, hey,
go get tested
both.
so
It's
I know.
both of us.
Yeah, so we know we're good.
It's not just you. Yeah. It's for both of us. Let's show that.
Yeah. It's so healthy and so correct and so
you hate it.
kind of. Well,
Ladies,
it's so
2024.
Yeah. No, it's just so fucking clinical. You know what? It's literally clinical.
But
It's literally
so what?
like,
It's not weird. It shouldn't be weird.
it's
Let's
not.
make it not weird.
Yeah. Right now it is weird though.
I know, but let's not.
I know what you're saying. Like, listen, you're right. That is a right tip. Just like saying wait, and especially if you're following tip number 4 and you're waiting, that actually is a lot easier.
It goes in line with that.
Yeah, it literally does. Like if you've already kind of established we're going to wait and get to know each other, that actually becomes a lot smoother and more appropriate. Is like,
Yes,
we're
and-
already waiting. We're already talking about waiting.
Right.
Let's go get tested so we know we're all good.
And by the way, my tips are for people looking for relationships.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Obviously, use protection, all that stuff.
Right.
You know, but this is something that is a conversation that will show your communication together. It's like it's a really good early thing to do, and
it's true. No, and it's what you said. Like based on the reaction, you're gonna learn things. That's such a good one, and and this makes sense, especially if you are, like you said, you are dating to find a relationship.
Yes.
I think that's why I'm like, I don't know how this works when you're casually dating. 'Cause like if I'm like casually dating someone and they're like, go get tested, I'd be like, okay, but like the fuck? But like the fuck, like I know I'm fine, and what? I don't know you. So that makes sense. What do you think about when you're dating to get to a relationship? How do you find out the other person is also doing that? Because there's a lot of people who aren't.
I think you just, once again, communication.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask in a very chill way. You don't have to be like, do you want to be in a relationship? But like, be like, hey, well, like, by the way, what are you looking for? Like, what sort of stage in life are you at?
Yeah.
Like, that's a very, like, you're going to learn a lot from their answer. They might talk about, like, their work, like, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But, like, they'll probably get to the relationship side of things.
Yeah.
And, like,
how soon do you think you have that conversation?
I probably would ask, like, second date, third date.
Yeah.
I mean, depends. Like, obviously, don't want to waste your time on someone. So, like,
for sure.
Second date, third date. I mean, I think it's even healthy to ask, like, what's your dating history like? Like, what's your deal?
Yeah.
Like, not like in like a cool way.
Yeah.
People make this such a big deal and like this like formal ask what they're looking for. I'm like, it needs to be. It could be like totally cool.
It should be.
Yeah.
I agree. I will say from the male perspective, like I would prefer we talk about these things. It's not weird to bring it up. No. It's only weird if you're weird. It's weird if you're weird. Once again,
that's like the motto here. Like it's only
desperate if you're desperate. It's only weird if you're asking about it in a weird way. But it's actually a very normal thing to ask a couple dates in, is like, because I guess, I don't know, there's a way to ask on the first date. I had on Sabrina Zohar, who's like this great dating coach, influencer, and she had these questions for the first date that I thought were really dope. I'll go back and watch that episode. You'll see what her first date questions are. But first date might feel a little too early for some, and I get that. But after a few dates, you kind of know what you want with someone, or what you could imagine where it could go. So from the male side, like I prefer you ask me if you want to know. Like it's not weird at all for you to say like, what are you looking for? Where are you at in your life? Like when it comes to relationships, and vice versa, guys can ask whatever. Yeah. Just like have a conversation. It's not. I think second, third date, totally fair game to ask about like how's Miami? Dating in LA been like for you? Yeah. And then maybe you exchange some funny stories and then be like, oh yeah, so like where are you at now? Like what's kind of like what are you looking for? Yeah. Yeah. I think it's weird. It's not weird. What's weird is how common it is to be on two different pages with someone you're dating. Tell me more. And not discussing it. Does that make sense? I think that's happening. Oh, like the situationships. Yeah, kind of, where like people are on two different pages with what they want. It's because a lot of people, honestly, they have a scarcity mindset, honestly, with dating. So they don't want to bring up these intense questions that are not actually that intense. They're just not intense. They're pretty it's all about how you say it, you know, like they're really not that intense, but they're afraid of your answer. If you say, oh, I am looking for something, then they know the answer, and then they, in their head, they like would have to walk away if that doesn't meet what they want, but they don't want it. So a lot of people stay away from like questions like this. Yeah. But that's because they have a little more of a scarcity mindset. But if you go back to tip number 1, which is make more moves, you wouldn't have that, because there's actually a lot of people that would be potentials that you're just blowing past. True. And you can find someone who's on the same pages.
You definitely
for
can.
sure.
You definitely will.
That's out there. Although I feel like it's a rough time for people who want, especially in these big cities, who want.
Commitment?
Yep.
What do you want?
Not commitment.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. And because I hear.
What is it? Are you just not in that phase of life?
Yeah,
right now?
like that's literally it. Is like I'm not.
Your head's just not there.
My bandwidth of what I'm putting my like mind on all the time is what I'm growing in my career and creativity, and like the actual steps I'm taking on there. And then around that, it's like then I have my family and my friends, my close friends that fall off a lot, right? It's like so within that, I have such little space for what is required to start a real relationship, which is time and energy and thought. And you know what I mean? So I have such little space. I would love for someone to swoop me off my fucking feet and I'm just like, oh, give you my time, right? But like, that's just it's not where I'm fucking at, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you say it to people, like, I think and this happens to guys too, by the way.
Yeah.
All sides.
Yeah, it does.
Where like someone tries to change someone, where a girl's like, you'd say that to her.
Yeah.
And then she goes, well, maybe if he falls in love with me.
Yeah, but if we hang out enough.
Right, exactly. And that's where when someone tells you who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
And if you're saying you're focused on this, like, don't be afraid to walk away.
Exactly.
And if you're meant to be together, you will. Like your paths will cross again, but don't have a scarcity mindset in dating. Like there is plenty of awesome people out there that want what you want or have what you want.
You mean there isn't one person in this world for everybody?
Oof. That's a whole other topic. Soulmates?
I know. What do you think about it?
Here's what I think. I let my whole life be guided by like a peace in my heart about things. Mm-hmm. And I think there's plenty of people I've met in my life that I'm like, I could really have an awesome life with them. Yeah. Like no doubt.
Yeah.
But either I'll have like a lack of peace about it. Mm. And so that's why I'm not with those people. Yeah. And I think that because I've had it in plenty of other parts of my life. Like for example, this move to Miami, I like have such peace about it. I just know in my heart it's right. Yep. I have like, I built my company. I just knew in my heart it was right. I went through all the battle, everything. I just knew it was right. And I know that will happen with my husband. Yeah. And so now is that to say that I just will go by that. Right. So is that to say that like, that's only going to happen with one? I don't know. Right. But like at this point I've met incredible people that I could definitely have a beautiful life with. It's just I had that little like thing that was just like, nope, not right. Mm-hmm. So I just let that guide me. And so I don't really, it's a hard answer to do with like soulmates. I don't. I love the answer you just gave because it doesn't, your answer doesn't have to do with the story of the soulmate. Yeah. It's about a feeling and a listening to your intuition. Yes. I think that's better. I really dislike the soulmate and the one just story because I just think it hurts more than helps because then we have an idea and it's built-in scarcity. Like you talk about don't have scarcity. Like that's a built-in narrative of scarcity that there is one person out there in the world. And that's so much pressure. That's so much pressure. And you might then decide that this person is that and then be ignoring all the ways that they're actually not good for you. Yes. Because you've told yourself, no, that's my fucking twin flame. Did you watch those fucking documentaries? Oh my Twin Flame Universe? I did. Dude, fuck those people. Not the participants. Fuck those people who run that company. Whoa. Like, insane. It's so dangerous, that idea of one person, because you will ignore reality because you've decided that story. So I just dislike the story, but I love what you said. I find it just a really hard question to answer. It should be. But like the soulmate conversation, I'm like, yeah. I see. I love that. No, I love that. I love that. I mean, I know I'm on a dating app. I should like know. I don't know. No, I love that. It should be a fucking I don't know. I hate how many people are like, no, my soulmate is out there. My one is out there. Like, I don't know. Like you said. Go with the peace. Go with the peace. I know there's a bunch of people that I could have a good life with. Yeah. That's most of us, by the way. Like that's all of us. I think there are many people that you could connect with in a really nice way and have a really good life. Yeah. You get to decide
who that is and where that goes. And like, I guess ultimately, if you want a husband or a wife, like, yes, you do have to choose one, hopefully in this life, you choose them as one. But yeah, I don't like the narrative that like, there is only one soul meant for you.
Run.
Even the language twin flame, I fucking hate it, guys. Get off that shit. Get away from that narrative. And I love that. Listen to your piece.
You listen to your piece.
Yeah,
that will guide you.
That whole fucking documentary was like ignoring that this person makes me feel entirely uncomfortable. Nope, that's your twin flame. Go towards them. God, that's so fucking toxic.
Go watch it. It's nuts.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the Twin Flames universe documentaries,
parents go watch it. I was like, guys, you have to watch this. It's nuts.
I was yelling at the TV.
I mean, it just kept getting crazier. Too.
Exactly.
Like I was like,
exactly.
No.
Having people transition who maybe didn't need to.
And I guess it still exists.
Oh yeah, they're still out there. Jeff and fucking Shalia, man. Fuck you people. Seriously. Stop. You're predators. No, that shit's insane. I love cult. I love cult shit. I love all cult documentaries. That one just made me upset. I was just like, oh, this is gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Give me a top 2 for dating better in 2024.
My top 2 is use Hulah.
Your shameless plug.
I had to. I mean.
No, I respect it.
Other apps, they're sleepy now. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Like, it's just they've been around. They're like, meh. You go into Hulah, it is vibrant. It is lively. People are meeting. It is like healthy relationships.
I love it.
It's lit.
I've been being advertised. I think since like I probably searched your name when we were like setting this up, and now, or maybe it's just because I'm the fucking demo, like I'm like
we haven't run any ads actually. Yeah, it's all organic.
It's coming, like it's been popping up on my TikTok algorithm.
Oh my God, I love it.
Like
that's all I've done. I just post TikTok.
Yeah, it's like date someone who's been vetted through a fucking woman. I'm like, tight.
Yeah, use Hulah. Hulah.
Hulah. Why'd you call it Hulah?
Oh my gosh. Naming a social app is...
That sounds horrifying.
It is everyone listening, just challenge yourself. Think of a random word that you would name your hypothetical app.
Yeah.
It's taken. Like every word, even made up words are taken. Everything is taken. So I was just like, okay. I mean, I was going through all these different words. I'm like, okay, a ring is in the shape, like a hula hoop. Ring is in the shape of a hoop. Your circle of friends are coming into it. Like
going
whatever.
Through the rounds.
I added an H at the end. I was like, that's kind of pretty. And that's how it was just a horrible journey though to get there.
Cool. I like it. It's fun to say.
Yeah. Hulah.
Hulah.
Hulah,
it's fun to say.
Get on there.
When did it launch?
It launched in June of this past year. So like this past
it's
summer.
Brand new.
Yeah, brand new. So we're like
then
crazy.
if you're dating, definitely get on that app because being on something when it's first starting, like you said, it's always more active and vibrant rather than things that have been around forever.
Yeah, it's like it's gone completely viral in the last year. So it's like
amazing,
growing nutty amounts.
Congratulations.
But we're excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of people sending in all their couple photos. Like they're like actually like really cool couples starting from it, which is the coolest for me. I mean, I get like we put in our team Slack channel all the time, like all the pictures we get sent all day. We're like,
I love it.
Excited.
Facilitating people meeting in this modern world right now is impressive.
Like,
yeah.
The women are great because they care about the right, they're not just like willy-nilly. The guys are all vetted, so they care about that.
Right.
And so the women are really great women. The guys are much better guys.
Right.
So then you put those two together, you have a lot more healthy relationships starting. And
I think that's so awesome,
so
man.
Cool.
Because I think it can be rough out there on all the dating apps, and we're all just bombarded on social media. We have way too much information in front of us. Like it's hard to, and if you live in a big city, that's what I was saying. It's hard for people sometimes. I know it's hard for myself, is like there's just so many options around of just everything, of just life, dating, everything, that like it's sometimes hard to like focus. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
definitely, I always say to people, I'm like, use dating apps like a tool.
Yeah.
Like do not obsess over them.
Yeah.
Do not make it where you're on them so you don't make moves in person. Like truly use it. And by the way, there is, ever since dating apps came out, there actually is less divorces happening.
That's awesome.
Because back in the day, without them, you'd pretty much meet either the person in front of you or your friend.
Right.
And that's all you got.
Right.
But now with dating apps, you're able to find a lot more compatible people. Yeah. So imagine going into a place that has, you put what you want.
Right.
And then those people pop up in your face. So there is an opportunity to meet more compatible people that you wouldn't meet
Yeah.
necessarily passing on the sidewalk. But then don't discount also, like, don't be in real life and be like, well, I'm a dating app, so who cares?
Yeah.
Use it as a tool and use Hulah. Use the ones that are good and have, will do you well.
Fuck yeah.
Healthy.
All right. Give me your number one tip for dating better in 2024.
Okay, this is I will say, my tips are not they're in an order, but this is a tip that I just really like.
Okay.
And I'm excited about, and I think that everyone listening, I think it's kind of like different and cool, but
okay.
I don't know that it's like, oh my God, I'm number one of everything.
Sure.
The last one was my number one of everything.
Okay.
Okay, number one is travel with them.
Hell yeah.
How fun is a weekend trip? I mean,
so fun.
Make weekend dates a thing.
Hell yeah.
I just think, if remember, these are all tips that if you're looking to like
for
find
a relationship.
Yeah, relationships. So you will learn so much. Like everyone can be a delight for like a 5-hour date.
Yeah.
Put them in a 48-hour situation.
Hell yeah. Or a week, man.
Or a week. I mean, all right, Cabo, let's go.
You know what I'm saying?
Obviously, like
I love this.
Date them long enough. Safe, whatever.
Yeah. Date them long enough to know you want to.
Yeah, my God. Every tip I give, I'm like, but make sure they're a good person. Like, whatever.
Yeah, don't travel first date.
Exactly.
Fucking no.
Like, okay. So you've dated them for like, maybe what, like a month or so, whatever feels right. Go on a little trip with them, and you will learn so much and get to the bottom of it. Yeah. See it's either going to like grow and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, like this is really someone that is great, or you're going to be like, oh, there was things I didn't realize, which happened to me. I've had both sides.
Yeah.
I actually went. He's probably going to listen to this and then but I don't really care. I've told him this in real life. I've been like, you sucked.
Yeah.
We went on a trip. We were dating and we went to Mammoth, okay, for like 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
I got COVID on the second night, okay?
Yikes.
It was horrendous. It was the worst. I mean, I was so ill. By the way, didn't know I had COVID. So I actually still did Black Diamonds the next day. Like I was still riding like with COVID. I was a trooper, okay?
Yikes.
But that night of sleeping was the worst. I mean, I was shaking. I was so sick. He was the worst person to be sick. Like he was like, shut up. Like saying he like put his pillow over his head, didn't help me. I was like, I need to go get medicine. I went into the store alone. I left. I got in my car. I sat in there for 3 hours just so I wouldn't interrupt his sleeping. Like he was so horrible, and I was like,
fuck.
I was like, this shows me everything.
Oh yeah,
I
dude.
need to see. But I wouldn't have seen that because usually if you're sick, you wouldn't see the person. But this situation, so even better, go to Mexico, drink the water, watch what happens. Kidding. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Get sick together, and may the odds be ever.
My sister and her husband, early into them dating.
Oh God. I love these stories. I feel like it always ends in marriage whenever this happens.
Too early into them dating. They came back from Mexico back to LA and they both got wicked food poisoning. Coming out both ends.
Oh yeah.
And they were like trading off, going from like the bed to the bathroom they were sharing, just like literally like destroying the bathroom.
But you learned
and
so
going
much.
back to bed and like learn so much, laugh through it, and all of that. Like
you can see like how the person's attitude is.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the tip just switched to get sick with them.
Yeah.
But travel with them, and you'll be put in more situations than you would in a 5-hour date.
Exactly.
And you're gonna get to really see a more well-rounded view
No, it's
of
like
them.
you said, anyone can be on their best behavior for a 5-hour date. And plenty of fucking psychopaths and fucking sociopaths and narcissists can be fucking amazing on their little 5-hour date. But you go on a trip with them and they're stressed and put in different situations, shit's gonna come out. And like, pay attention.
Get to that sooner.
That's so wild to me. Like, I just have a basic human decency, care for someone, especially someone, like if I was just dating you and you were feeling that sick, I would just feel for like, oh, you must feel so goddamn vulnerable. Like, let me just help. Like,
oh no,
that's
so bad.
Crazy.
It
He's
was
like,
so bad.
Shut up.
And I got back home and I broke up with him right away.
Yeah, you did.
And I was like,
yeah, you did. No, that makes sense.
I said, I saw, that just would never work. That's not my husband.
Yeah, like just that's not a partner. Like
Correct.
Fuck no. What?
Like, nope.
No compassion for the fact that
That's
when
right.
you're sick, you can't help it. You're fucking sick.
Exactly.
Sending you out for medicine, that's fucking wild, dude.
That was nuts.
That's a great tip. It's good for friends too. Like go on a trip with.
Also, how fun, you know?
It's fun when you find out, oh, we're like travel friends.
Right.
That's a next level of friendship.
It's fun for dating. It's fun for friendships. Like, get out and take a weekend somewhere. Yeah. And there's so much to do. Like, even you don't have to like go necessarily book flights. Like,
of course not.
You could just
do a little
go
road
to Santa
trip.
Barbara. Go to San Diego. Oh, I'm talking about LA.
Yeah,
like
but you could do a little road trip somewhere. Yeah, go to a little town a couple hours away.
And the conversations you're gonna have in the car driving there, like. You're going to see so much that would just take a lot longer to see if you just went on these couple day a week dates.
For sure.
Right. Do it and then find out sooner.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Normalize traveling while dating.
Definitely. Not only normalize it, like actively actively do it. I love that tip. I actually don't mind that it's like ranked number 1. I know we can move around, but I actually like that it's ranked number 1 because it's just
you don't hear it enough.
You don't. And like you'll learn so much. And if you're planning on being with someone, you want to know you can travel together. Like truly. Right. You want to know you're a good team out there in uncomfortable situations, in new situations, And
all of my tips kind of weave that in. Like you want to know that you could have a conversation about getting tested.
Right.
Because if you're gonna be with them, there's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna be hard conversations or a little bit awkward.
So true.
Like those things are all gonna be a thing. So go start having those conversations or like that.
Yeah, build that into the foundation.
It's not a let's,
No, that's
cool.
that's really true. Like I like that is don't wait to start having those more uncomfortable but they're really like human base level conversations. Like even the testing one is like it actually is appropriate. Like that's a normal thing to ask. and the what are you looking for is a normal thing to ask. You want to build that into the very foundation of the beginning of your relationship, not think first I got to get them. First I gotta trap them, and then we can have those conversations. Like,
and then I'm gonna let it rip.
This should be a part of your foundation.
It's weaved in, and it's natural, and it's like people are really afraid. Like people are just afraid to have conversations because they have that scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
And like let go of that in 2024. Like there is so many awesome people out there. There is people out there that want the same things as you. It exists.
Yep.
There's so many people in this world. If you want it, you're not the only one on this earth that wants that.
Yep.
So don't be afraid if let's say you go on the trip and like it doesn't go so great. That's fine. Now you learned.
Yeah.
Now you can go and find someone, get closer, find that person that does want the same thing.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And you know what's worse? A lifetime of that person not taking care of you when you're sick.
Go with the peace.
But also you gotta be cool to travel with. I just want to say that. You have to be cool to travel with out there listening, okay? You gotta be dope and vibey when you travel, okay? You might be the fucking problem.
Did you go on someone who wasn't vibey on a travel?
No, I only travel. I will have to have a strong intuition that I can travel with someone in order to travel with them.
Totally.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, and that's preface.
Yeah.
One.
Like that's already built in. I know how I travel. I love how I travel, and I love traveling.
Yes.
So even with friends, there are friends I won't. There are friends I won't travel with. Not because best friends. There's people I love. I just know
that's your same style.
They're a different vibe when it comes to travel. Like they might have a fucking itinerary and things they want to do.
Yeah, I have friends who are like itinerary must be here by here. This bougie place must be like top rated on Instagram photos. I'm like, I don't care about that. Like
I just want to go to a city and walk around. Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
I just want to go walk around and fucking vibe at coffee shops and whatever.
But those itinerary people, they'll find another.
That's what I mean.
It's not bad.
I'm like,
it's what they like.
Exactly. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that. Just not with me. You go do that with someone else. So yeah. And with partners, I feel like you kind of want to be on the same fucking page about how you travel.
You do. It's the rest of your life.
Yeah. I'm not trying to do itineraries for the rest of my fucking life. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for teaching us how to date better. Everyone go check out Hulah.
Yes.
Hulah.com?
Hulah.co. It's on the App Store.
Hulah.co and the App Store, Hulah. Let's all just be more honest about where we're at in our dating, what we want, and let's get out of the scarcity. Let's trust that what we want is coming from a natural place, and that means there's a natural answer to it out there in the world. Where can people find you?
My personal Instagram is @It's Heather Hopkins, and Hulah is @Join Hulah.
Amazing.
And @Date Better Pod.
Yes, and the pod is dropping soon now
Valentine's
when
Day.
we release, Valentine's Day. We're close to, I don't know when we're dropping, soon.
Yeah.
By the time this is out, I think it's now or soon, but Date Better with Heather.
Yes, all the
brought to you
tips
by
and
Anami.
more. Yes.
Amazing. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Devon.